If it's tapped, then it's fact. If it's cap, it's a rap. Over and over and over and over. Broken record scratching, they lacking, they capping again. They steady smacking their lips and rolling their necks. Eyes twitching cause you really made it out of them jets. You parasailing. Meanwhile, they just flatline, working on the...
How y'all doing, man? It's your boy, the comment, KJM_man.510. That's the Bay. Just like every other Friday, catch me on Tapping No Capping. If you're nerdy, you seen it, what's your opinion? What's going on with the co-host?
I ain't got no name.
I'm asking you to announce yourself. I said, what's going on with the co-host? What you want me?
That is crazy as hell because usually it's what's going on with the doctor. Hey,
oh my God! I'm sorry. You're a creature of habit. Okay, yeah. Let me never switch it up. Let me just keep it the same as always. Go ahead.
Anyway, Dr. Kaori Knight. You can find me on TikTok at Kaori Akari or on YouTube. At the doctor's office. The doctor's office, where you get your proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything, comics and comic book characters.
Got you. And just so you know, her other platform is.
That's not.
Ain't it? Excuse me. It's the one right above it. Dirt on the street. You know what I'm saying? Podcast. We both a little off, you know what I'm saying? We running the audible today, you know what I'm saying? We short staff, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to, you know, our boy Strawhead Jew, and shout out to you know, Charlie, you know, Captain Diesel, you know, shout out to their platforms while we at it, you know, Captain Diesel, check him out at the Captain Diesel's dojo, you feel me? And then go ahead and catch my boy Jew at the One Piece Alliance, but I think he's changing that to Situations of Deliberation. So I don't think I have that in here yet. But yes, but right now, you feel me? We on Tapping No Capping. You feel me? Like, follow, subscribe. But before we get into the main topic, tell us, give us some updates about where you've been, what you've been up to.
I went to MomoCon last weekend. It was a lot of walking. More walking than I actually cared to count. But it was fun. The cosplays were fun. Meeting people, doing our little street interviews was fun. The after parties were fun. One was really, really hot. Like, I was dying. And I didn't bring any backup heels or backup shoes for the heels that I wore. So it was really, really tragic. But other than that, it was really fun. And then just getting content out. Pride Month starts tomorrow. So all of my channels will be doing Pride Month things.
Okay. Besides like MomoCon being like long and a lot of walking, what was the upside to it? What did you like about it?
I definitely enjoyed the costume.
This ain't the first time, right? It's like your second?
No, I've never been to MomoCon. So
it's your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time going to MomoCon. The energy was definitely there. I do wish I went to the panels, but again, that was more walking than I wanted to do. But what I did enjoy was the cosplayers. The cosplayers were fucking on point. They all looked amazing. All of the cosplays were fun. And seeing a couple of famous people. So I did see Greg Burnham, who writes for DC, and he also did the series The Tuskegee Heirs that I've done comic book videos on. So I got to talk to him for 2 days actually. I talked to him on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Or Saturday and Sunday. One of the two.
What does he do again?
He writes for DC. He actually wrote 1 or 2 stories for the new Milestone initiative that they came out with last year that I got a free issue for. And he also has his own series called The Tuskegee Heirs that he writes with Marcus Williams. And there's another story, I believe her name is, it's like the story of Sadiqa, that's also happening too.
Okay, bet. That's what's up. What was he like in person? Like cool. You know what I'm saying?
He's the same as he is in his messages. Like when we were exchanging messages, when he found out that I did comic book characters that belonged to him, he was really, really nice. He saw me before I saw him, so he was like very excited to see me in person. And we actually, I'm gonna try to have him on the comic book doctor's office, just to like review his stories and stuff like that, and get his opinions and stuff like that. So he was very, very. He was like, anything for you. I was like, oh, yay. I am so loved.
That's what's up. All right, well, we just gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. We ain't gonna keep y'all long this time. It might even be a 45-minute episode today, y'all. We gonna find out. You feel me? But
I got homework.
Oh, good. Let's see. Main topic today is interracial best friends. And basically the point of this topic, before we get into, I don't know if we're gonna do it next week or 2 weeks from now, but we'll see what the schedule is. Basically to talk about in the height of controversy where there's a lot of race wars and whatnot, to be reminded of the on-screen relationships that showed us that unity was powerful and that your background didn't necessarily define who you can find kinship and a bond with. You feel me? So that's pretty much the point of the episode today. Would you like to start, or you want me to start?
You can. I don't have anybody pulled up. I forgot who I.
But I'm saying, like, based off of the characters that you sent me, would you like to?
You can start.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, I would like to also say I had a lineup originally, but this nigga took like 3 of the 5 I put on the flyer.
I was just spending people.
How does that work? Like, I'm like, yeah, you gonna ask me, you gonna call me like 3 hours before the show, like, oh yeah, should I send the list? Yeah, that'd be nice. And then you go, I'm just gonna take 3 off the 5 already off the flyer. Like,
first of all, I didn't notice who was on the flyer. And second of all,
stop.
I was just sending people.
Stop. You took 3 of my 5 on the flyer.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Use them.
All right, whatever. That's cool. But yeah, I'll start it off. Let's see who I want to start with. You know, some of these look like mine because they were supposed to be, but I'll start off with the, you know what I mean? Some slight. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Agent Carter. You know what I'm saying? Jackie. This is probably everybody's favorite interracial friendship. One of the closest friendships we've seen throughout any movie trilogy, in my personal opinion. When we first see Rush Hour, you can see the disconnect between, you know, his background, don't ever touch a black man's radio, him saying nigga in a bar full of black men, to then going into their relationship later where he's actually repeating what Carter would say, like, hey, you never touch a Chinese man radio. And they do it, you know, Jackie starts listening to like hip hop music, and then you see Carter listening to Chinese music, or him starting to learn his language, and just it's really beautiful, man. And actually loving Chinese food. It's love seeing that diversity in how they found a brotherhood, and even just talking about, you know, it's a comedy movie, but if you take back the layers, like even them talking about their connection to their dad, and that's the reason why they're in the field that they in, and having that trauma that both of them died in the field, and that they were both really good at what they was doing. So like, I just thought that whole bond was really beautiful. Even though they came from 2 different backgrounds, they kind of lived in the same world. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's awesome.
I enjoyed this one. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I'm pretty sure there was like a Rush Hour TV show, but like this could not replicate the friendship between the 2 of them. It did not work. I want to say that there was a Rush Hour TV show, and it got canceled like after first couple episodes. I think. Don't let me lie. Yes, there was. Yeah, it was rated very, very bad.
It has to be because I heard about it.
Yeah, it's rated very, very bad. I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, absolutely not. When they announced it at first, I was like, I don't really understand why you would do that. But I mean, of course you would try, but they were not able to replicate the relationship between the two main characters like we had with Agent Carter and with Jackie Chan's character, whose name is
I am saying Jackie just for the people who end up watching this. I don't know if his name was Jackie in the movie.
It's not.
It's not because I'm like, what was it?
I just said his name was like Agent Lee. Oh my god,
Agent Lee. There you go.
God. Yeah. Between the relationship between Carter and Lee cannot be replicated. So like when they did the TV show, I just knew it was gonna be bad, and it was. I wasn't wrong.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna randomly pick yours, and don't be like, of course you will pick this one. I have no idea which lineup I should go with, so I'm just gonna go in the order you sent them. I'm gonna go with this one.
Oh my god. Okay. First of all, this is my scene. All of my millennial girls, we fucking loved my scene. My scene was literally just like a spinoff of Barbie. Everybody in the My Scene group is from a different background. So you had Barbie, of course, and then you had, I believe her name was Dylan, and then I can never remember the Asian girl's name. And then you had like Nia, who I think is the black girl. But all of them interacted in a way that was very, very seamless, and you could tell that they were based off of like the normal dolls. So it was like Barbie and Christy. Barbie and I really want to say her name is Nia, but I can never remember her name. Anyway, those two interacted like sisters, and all of them interacted like really, really well. Even when you played the games online, when you were having them interact together in the games, it was like a sisterhood type thing, and it was almost like it was kind of just like it was like Totally Spies without the spy work.
And that's funny because when I saw this pop up, I was like, I'm surprised she didn't go with Totally Spies, or
I was going
you didn't go with Yo Yuge, which is Fairy Tale? Not Fairy Tale. It's what's the fairy shit called?
Witch.
But is it Witch? It's the one with the fairies and stuff, but they like all diverse.
Winx?
Huh?
Winx?
Is that what it's called?
With the fairies?
Yeah, but ain't they like different? Some of them like different ethnicities.
Yeah.
And shit? Yeah, I would have thought.
I was going to go with Winx or Witch, but I have not talked about My Scene as a group ever. So I was like, let me just go with My Scene because I love them, and I was literally like, I looked up the game because My Scene used to have a website where you could play the games and stuff, and of course it got taken down. So they have moved all of the My Scene games to like this group website. So I was like, oh, this will be fun. And I was over there playing damn games on my laptop like I'm 8. Okay.
I'm trying to share this thing around because I ain't had a chance to share it yet, but I'll send it after I talk about my next pick. Let's see. I want to save that one. I don't want to talk about that one yet. I have a couple of favorites in here, so I'm like, what do I want? I'll start with something light. My boy Zach and Slater. You know what I'm saying, from Saved by the Bell. This to me is a sleeper. This was a show that I used to watch every day before I used to go to school. I still remember the theme song, you know what I'm saying? I can't say the whole cast, but there was a good sprinkle of diversity in this friendship. Really, I guess it would only be Slater and the black girl, I forget her name, but she was a great star during this time, during the 90s and whatnot. But yeah, Slater and Zach, man, both kind of like sport jocks, and you know what I'm saying, they had each other's back. They got into mischief together, did pranks, got girls together, you know, sticked up for each other, even fought each other a couple of times. But you know, their brotherhood and their passion for each other was very, very strong. You know what I'm saying? I will say though that I don't feel like they dive deep into Slater's like different ethnic background, like of him being Hispanic. I don't really feel like they exercise that a lot, but just for the fact that he was on screen, you know what I'm saying? I knew he was always, you know, different back, he was Hispanic and all that. I appreciate him being on here. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing him on screen and their chemistry together. So, you know what I'm saying? Some light.
Oh, and the black girl's name is Madison.
Appreciate you.
The Asian girl's name is Noli. I could not remember for the life of me. Anyway, I think I watched Saved by the Bell when I was younger. It may have been before I went to school.
Right. I'm sorry.
But it was also one of those TV shows that I listened to the theme song because I liked the theme song, and then I turned. So I didn't watch like a full episode for real until like way later, because it always also came on at the same time as Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, it's tough.
Carmen Sandiego was always more important. So, but I do agree. I did like their friendship from what I saw of it. I thought they were pretty good friends. I did see, and I think that's sometimes what a friendship takes is like when you fight each other, because if you can't talk to each other and like fight about it, hash it out, and still be friends, then were you friends to begin with? Probably not.
I agree 100%. That's actually going to be some of the ones I jump into, because I honestly, as much as people butt heads and shit like that, you have to care about somebody to even be that passionate to want to butt heads. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't really give a fuck about somebody, you're not going to be that passionate or moved to be like, oh, I'm going to fight with you. You fight with that person because you care that much. So I really feel like some of the best friendships are the ones that are usually the people that you fought once or twice. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with Aisha? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the peoples, man? Shout out to wifey views. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. I am multitasking. All right, so what is
somebody's watching House of the Dragon.
We butt heads. I don't speak French. I don't know what you mean. Who's who? Okay, let me go with your next point. That's not really special, man. I'm like a ram, boy. I butt heads with a lot of people.
Yes, you do.
It's fine. I butt heads with a lot of people, but I rarely lock horns with people. You know what I'm saying?
Will you put them next to
what I did there? Oh no. All right. Let's go with the iconic one. Go ahead, announce it. One you stole.
I was literally just sending these. I believe that they are really, really, really great friends. I do like their friendship. I am not a Hey Arnold fan. So to be perfectly honest,
all right, no, we ain't doing. All right,
do not remember.
How do you steal my pick and then
I told you
and then you disrespect the show by saying
you know more
you're
about
not a Hey Arnold fan? How are you not a Hey Arnold fan?
So
what are you talking about? You know what this hashtag mean? That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. How do you not like Hey Arnold?
I didn't say I didn't like
Football
it.
Head?
I didn't say that. I said I'm not really a fan like that. Just like I'm not a fan of Rugrats either.
Hey Aisha, by the way, was you saying that? Thank you for commenting on that post I did a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago. It was like a couple of weeks, a month or so, where I was like, if your nigga gasps, don't fuck with him. Like, gasping is crazy for a nigga. Like, if you like this, that's wild. Gasp is crazy. Luscious, invisible pearls. Exactly. It's Hey Arnold. Like, what are we talking about right now?
There are several shows that I'm not really a fan of. Hey Arnold is one of them. Doug is definitely fucking one of them goddamn shows. I fucking hate that show. What's another one? I didn't really care for the Rugrats like that either.
Oh no. Yo. What?
I didn't care for the Rugrats until All Grown Up.
It just sounded like you really didn't fuck with Nickelodeon. That's what it started.
I watched All Grown Up. No, that's not true. I did watch Nickelodeon. I did watch Nickelodeon. I just those three shows in particular, I did not care for.
You said Hey Arnold,
Doug.
Doug in Rugrats, nigga. Those are top 3.
I didn't care for Rugrats until later when it was All Grown Up. I watched All Grown Up. I watched. It's not that I didn't watch them. I was not a fan of them.
Yo, like it made, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
I watched them because they were on. It did not. I
don't
didn't
know. You might not see her after this episode. I'll be honest with you. Like, this is crazy.
It was one of
those defining moments. Like, what are you talking about? Gerald and my nigga Arnold are one of the best interracial friendships we've ever seen on television. Period.
And I agree with that because from what I've seen of Hey Arnold,
girl, like
what I've seen of Hey Arnold, I know that. Like, I definitely know that. But I didn't care for Hey Arnold enough to remember any episode specifically that points to this. I just don't.
Bro, there's so many episodes, bro. And just talking about the series alone, bro, there were so many gems and life lessons that Hey Arnold dropped. Living in poverty, living in, you know what I mean, being picked on, love, just so many, like, having that relationship with your grandparents, being bullied, like, it's so many, like, bro, like, what? It's so many, man. Jesus, take the wheel, man. He need to kick her out the car. Kick her out the car. Don't even take the wheel, like. Kick her out the car.
I'm sorry.
All right, that's crazy. That's wild. All right, that's cool. We gonna move forward. That's wild. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of taken back by that. Taken back, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with a video game one. Some of y'all, hopefully y'all know about this, but Bayonetta and my boy Rodden. Now, this is one that people don't talk about. For some reason, Rodden, in my opinion, I've never heard niggas bring him up in the conversations of Bayonetta. He is basically the Wade to her Kim Possible. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's a dude that always got her back. They have funny banter between each other. You know what I'm saying? They have a like, bro, this is just wanted this excuse to talk about my nigga, because he's one of the smoothest, put that shit on, like, dope black characters that nobody's like, oh man, this is good representation. Rodden is one of those dudes, and of course we love Bayonetta. So seeing those two people being one of the flyest characters and put in the same franchise and seeing how they interact together. But plus, by the way, Rodden also is not just a dude at the bar. That boy he's powerful. You know what I'm saying? He has killed angels and shit like that. So yeah, bro, like, definitely high up to this duo. You know what I'm saying?
I do like their friendship. Their friendship very much reminds me of when
Facts. Wade is also slept on. Facts.
Yes. When and it's recent actually, when Blade was the sheriff in Dracula's vampire town. And the banter between the two, whenever Dracula and Blade are on the page together, that shit is fucking hilarious.
Facts. I love, me personally, the banter I love seeing the most when it comes to like those is like seeing Spider-Man and my boy it's not Deathstroke, Deadpool. When Deadpool and Spider-Man get together, it's literally like they're having a competition of trying to be like, it's like seeing two comedians on stage and they're trying to one up each other. You feel me? Because they're the best at their craft. So yeah, I love
Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Moon Knight together are all funny as fuck.
Facts. Especially Moon Knight, because that man's just crazy. But okay, we're going with your next one. Again, another stolen pick.
Listen, first of all, because I was actually going to go with Kim Possible and Wade, and I was like, no, because I need to talk about my girl. First of all, I fucking love her. What in the hell?
When you live in the hood, these things happen. Let me go ahead and close this window. Hold
on. I think she was probably one of my favorite characters. And when her and Kim Possible actually ended up teaming up,
yes, sir.
And she was on like one or a few missions actually. I just think like her friendship with Kim is so real, and it's somebody that she can connect with who's not Ron.
I agree.
And so like the dynamic between them is always one of my favorites. I fucking love her, Monique.
So because this was my original pick, I wanted to go deeper into it. Monique stuck up for Kim all the time, bro. Like she was the only one that really put Bonnie in her place. Like Ron would try, but because Ron was the easy pick me guy, like the one who got picked on, and he was always being clumsy, Bonnie would just put Ron in his place every time, and it would be just like a double whammy. But that girl Monique, nah, bro. Monique, the sass with the neck. By the way, big shout out to Raven-Symoné, bro. I know she kind of fell off from grace for a lot of people as far as like her the way she's looked at in the public eye. But during her prime, bro, in her voice acting and just what she gave to Disney and just for us as fans, bro, she's always gonna be one of the greats. She's literally that person that when people make those memes like they could never make me hate you, that's me for Raven-Symoné. You know what I'm saying? And Monique was one of my favorite characters. And not only was she the person that was in school defending Kim, but she actually went in the field. She found out she was a spy and put that shit on and really saved Kim.
It was like, I'm going too. The fuck?
Yeah, that's real friendship. You feel me?
Monique is my girl.
We all know Rufus was the main. Hey,
facts.
So hey, the Naked Mole Rat song lives in my head rent free. You know what I'm saying? That shit is a slapper. Rufus was the guy. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie. The what does they call it? The Knockos? I think that's what they call them. That's one of those like cartoon foods that I've always wanted to try, bro. That shit look good as a bitch. I don't even know how you wrap something that's like, you feel me, packed like that, and it's just like, yeah, I'll be right there.
Actually, I think somebody on TikTok actually made one. Word? And it's literally you taking like the nachos and shit and the cheese and the meat and all that shit and wrapping it in a burrito.
That sounds good as fuck. Let me say. And when Disney
the food challenge, I fucking play the food challenge all the time. Oh my god.
Facts. All right. So that was your pick. Let me go ahead and go with. I don't know if y'all know too much about this movie, but I'm gonna go with it. You know what I'm saying? No. My boy Jackson Sonya. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying, is that not Mortal Kombat?
It is Mortal Kombat, but it's an old school Mortal Kombat. You feel me? It's not new age for a lot of people who may watch this episode. Like they may not be familiar, but to me, I still feel like none of the new movies rival the original Mortal Kombat movies, especially these. There's never been a better Jax. There's never been a better Sonya, in my personal opinion. So they dynamic, even in the franchise of Mortal Kombat, like video game.
I fucking love them.
They have a great friendship. Like you always thought that they had a little extras, you know what I mean, whatever going on, but it was always like big bro, or you know what I mean, like my partner, or whatever the case may be, and they had confidence in each other. That's what I loved about this friendship. Like Jax was a person who actually was insecure about like his prowess, which is why he uses the mechanic arms and shit like that. And in the movie, she like, you feel me, after he took it off and beat I forget my boy's name, but he was a centaur. I think that might have been his name, Centaur, but he was the centaur's ass, and Sonya's first response was, oh, finally you got away your crutch. You feel what I'm saying? Like she always had that instilled confidence into him. You feel me? And the same thing with her. Like he was like, damn, it took you long enough. You know what I'm saying? And I just love that relation. It's kind of like it reminds me of Zoro and Sanji. You know what I'm saying? Like they have
nodding, I wouldn't know.
Huh?
I was nodding, I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Zoro and Sanji, like they throw little jabs at each other, but it's through love. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how I would describe it.
You know I don't watch One Piece. I don't know.
This version of Jax is so much better than facts. Apparently rivals. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all beating niggas' asses and y'all like, oh man, like I beat this nigga. I got 10. How many you get? You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
I definitely love them in the game for real. Like when they're doing like the story, and I definitely love them together in the game.
Facts. And I love that they end up having kids together. I mean,
and their kids are best friends. Their kids are best friends.
Whole kids, and then they became friends. You feel me? That's real friendship, bro. Like where your friend is basically that person's auntie or that person's uncle. Like that's real friendship, bro. That's real friendship. This is strike 2 for tonight. What I do?
She talking about me because I said I don't watch.
Oh yeah, for that, yeah. I don't know. I feel, bro. She out, bro. Strike 3. It's not. She said. Hey Arnold, Doug, Rugrats. Now we talking about Mortal Kombat, and then there's really 5 because then she said she don't know about One Piece. So that's 5, my nigga.
I said I don't watch One Piece, but you literally already know that I don't watch One Piece.
But I'm saying
the conversation we have all the time.
It just gets worse. It just keeps getting worse. It just gets worse.
This is a conversation.
Like it's bad, bro. All right, go ahead and get your next pick. I feel like this is kind of cheesy, but go ahead.
Why is it cheesy?
Because most of these niggas is black.
No. Okay, so this is the exact same situation as with the My Scene situation. There are 3 black people, a white girl, and a Latina. So that is interracial. It's an interracial group of friends. So I was really going for the dynamic between Penny and Zoe.
Okay.
But I just couldn't find the picture of the 2 of them together that looked good. So I was like, fuck it. Zoe definitely was the token white girl. But I always did love how whenever it came to La Cienega and her smart ass fucking mouth, either Penny, when it came to Zoe, or even when it came to Penny, like they would come to each other's defenses, especially when it came to La Cienega, because La Cienega always has something smart to say.
It's as fuck.
When she got up the video.
Yeah, bro, she was hitting that shit. When she put the hands.
Yes, when they were battling the peanut. Yes.
Yeah, shit with the skirt and everything. You feel me? With the hat to the side.
They're one of my favorite friendship.
Oh, she said, "You heard?"
They're one of my favorite early friendship groups, and it's always been the standard for me for a group of friends that I would not want to have. Because it's like they love each other, but then there's that love-hate relationship. I don't have a love-hate relationship with my friends. I can't, because if there's this small chance that you hate me, bitch, you gotta go.
I don't know if you remember, or Aisha, if you remember, what is Stinky? What is bro name with the beanie in the friend group? It starts with an S. It's like
Sticky.
I was like Stinky. Sticky. I don't know why he ain't picked my girl, boy. Like, what's her name? Dejanay. I don't know why he wasn't fucking with Dejanay. I always loved Dejanay.
But the thing with Dejanay is, and I think that was one of the other reasons why, like, I hold this as like a standard of people that I do not want to be around. You being as thirsty as you are for somebody in our friend group, and it's very, very obvious, is very awkward for everybody else. Especially when he, like, yes, it was so much shade thrown on a group of friends, but having somebody like, so it's like a group of us, and you are like overly assertive to another person in our friend group, and the fact that he was like so connected to Penny is really the reason that he even fucking stayed in that group, because he had all reason to leave. Dejanay was doing too much. And I've always felt that way. If you're doing too much, you're making it awkward for literally everybody in the group, and it could cause somebody in that group to leave because you're doing too much at that point. And that was the reason that he was not picking her, because at this point you were doing too much.
Well, let me chime the fuck in. This is why for real, I'm really about to dig. I'm about to get in my bag. I never really fuck with what's his name again? Sticky. I don't really fuck with Sticky because I felt like the nigga was a colorist, bro. I always felt that way. And because the moment Dejanay finally got attention from another nigga, That nigga was down bad. They started playing the song, "She Used to Be My Girl." And this nigga was tripping, stalking her, the whole shit. He did exactly what she was doing. It's kind of like the Go Home Roger syndrome, bro. Like how both of the twins from Sister was like, "Go home, Roger." Then the moment that Roger finally got a girlfriend, they was trying to be like, "Oh no, this is my nigga" type shit. And it's like, so you've been dismissing this nigga this whole time. And then the moment somebody finally picks this nigga, that's when you want to find the value in them. I hate that shit, my nigga. And I really felt like he only did that shit because she was the stereotypical black girl. You know what I mean? She was dark skinned. She was a little bit on the chubby side. You know what I'm saying? She had the little kind of short ponytail. And I felt like because she had that role, he kind of overlooked her and not all the value she brought. Because you actually watch the show, yeah, she in my mind wasn't doing too much. She genuinely liked the nigga. She liked him for the right reasons, and she always supported him in the best way. She was like, "Oh, Sticky, I just made you a sandwich." Woo woo. She was a good girl. Nigga, I would have been.
So, but the thing is, I think the thing is that you're missing is the part, and she did the part where
big girls can't have their belly out. Oh no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing
I think
that.
you're missing the part where whenever like screaming and hollering about like screaming my name, and it's like you don't have to do all of that. It was like the being extra loud and being overzealous. And there are some people who really just do not like that. Now, do I agree that he was probably colorist? Maybe a little.
Why? But to your point, why was he on Penny but not Dejanay?
It may not have it, but Penny is also a quieter personality.
She was also annoying. She was also annoying and used her friends a lot.
I'm telling you, they're a fucking crappy ass group of friends. Like most of the time, I told you this is the standard.
Bald-headed because she was.
That I would have where I would just
bleach blonde. Don't play. I mean,
the standard that I hold, like this is.
Why we hating on Dejanay? Hey, bro, like I don't know.
I liked Dejanay sometimes, but I always thought that there are times where Dejanay was a shitty ass friend.
Okay,
but they all were.
I respect it. I like me a little get on this to my girl, a little sassy.
I like the friendship dynamic for what it was, and it was showing you the good side of a group of friends like this and the bad side of a group of friends like this, and that's where the shade on the friendship comes from, because it's like, are you actually friends or are y'all a group of frenemies?
I can see that. I could definitely see that. So I also feel like specifically when it came to the Gross sisters, they definitely didn't stick up for each other. And I was just like, yeah, ain't no way, me personally being from where I'm from, if you can see me get bullied and don't do shit, nigga, you not my friend. Definitely not my friend, nigga.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, though, okay. Cool. We can move on to the next one. Oh, it's mine. It's on me. It's me.
You can get real goes wrong. It's crazy.
Huh?
The comment.
We'll go with another dynamic one. You feel me?
I knew you was gonna put this in here.
Of course. Who you can't? It would been disrespectful if I did it.
It was on my list too.
It would have been disrespectful.
I put it on my list too. I should have put it on there.
Yeah, my nigga Virgil, my nigga Richie, you stole enough. You didn't need to put this on. Virgil and Richie, this was another show. I feel like, bro, talking about this is getting me nostalgic because I really feel like as progressive as we are in today's society, we fucking suck now at demonstrating diversity. Like back then in the early 90s and the early 2000s, we had a very healthy representation of, interracial friendships or friend groups and what that looked like and how different these people were. It wasn't somebody trying to immerse themselves in a certain culture or trying to be wiggers or trying to be this or trying to be that. Like everybody had their own identity and their own culture of what they came from, and they still was able to get along. I feel like Richie and Virgil was a very beautiful demonstration of this. You feel what I'm saying? Because Richie didn't. He was even in a different class than Virgil. Like, you know, money wise, you know what I'm saying, and background wise, like his dad literally was a racist. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a very night and day relationship between Virgil and Richie, and yet they had one of the strongest friendships of all time. You know what I'm saying? I remember one of my favorite episodes is when Virgil gets to Static. You know what I'm saying? If y'all not understand who I say when I say Virgil, but Static meets what's the witch doctor's name? Like I forget. He's a hero with the hat and the spider on the suit. I know his name. I'm gonna have to find it. I'll find it in a second. I could literally find it in a couple of seconds. I feel like he has the same name as that god in that series that the dude from Drumline plays. You know what I'm talking about? I'll figure it out. Anyways, he went to Africa and it was a magician there and he had powers and he was like, oh man, I feel so free. I feel like, you know, I belong here. I feel like I don't have to, you know, I don't have no carefree. He said, is this how you feel all the time? When he said that to Richie, he was like, oh, I guess so. He's like, it feels amazing. Even in that small way of them demonstrating like systemic racism and how that affects, you know what I'm saying, somebody in a subgroup.
It's not a Nazi, is it?
Huh? A Nazi. There you go. That's what I said. It's a African god's name. You feel me? Yes. Yeah, a Nazi. And I felt like that was a beautiful way of showing how he's connected to his roots. And it also showed how Richie never even put this stuff into consideration within their friendship. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there are some things, it doesn't matter how much of an ally you are when it comes to certain groups. You don't understand what it's like being in those shoes. You feel what I'm saying? I think also that was a good demonstration of showing just how clueless he was. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, very dope friendship. Let's see. Okay, this is for sure. Yeah. Does Beast Boy even have an ethnicity? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does he come from a certain backstory? Like, I mean,
I'm pretty sure Garth
is
right?
White. Is he white?
I'm pretty sure. And I couldn't not put him in here. I could not put them in here, to be honest, because whether you want to call it interracial or interspecies, right. I'm pretty sure Garth is a white child, but
that was a baby from the Caucasus.
Their friendship is one of my favorites.
There's another name. That's funny as fuck.
Their friendship is definitely one of my favorites.
You know he gotta be a thug though. It's always the thug ass niggas with the craziest white people names, bro. Shout out to my boy Ulysses. You know what I'm saying?
But he's really so that, like, both of them together are so much fun, whether it's on screen or on the page in the comics. Both of them together is really, really fun. They've put each other in check before. That episode where Cyborg had to deal with the racism, and it passed on over to between, like, when he was trying to help Starfire, as well when she was dealing with the same thing, as well as any of the, like, serious problems that Beast Boy was also having. Both of them were always there together, and they were always able to see eye to eye. So their friendship was probably one of the realest on the team. And I mean, I'm not saying that the team wasn't bonded.
Pull up in your ass, boy.
I'm not saying that the team wasn't bonded, but Cyborg and Beast Boy had, like, a really special deep one.
I agree. They definitely had the most comedic friendship that I've ever seen. I love that they had their own, like, what would you call that? Not a punchline, but like they own, like, phrase, like favorite.
Yeah, their own, like, saying.
Yeah. And yeah, man, they friendship was very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Loved it for sure. let's see. Okay. We kind of talked about this earlier, right? Or you touched on it. You mentioned it. And this was like my key on this. And this is one of my favorite niggas that people don't talk about, and I just used him in one of our recent posts. But Jack and the Scotsman, bro. This nigga does not get his proper flowers, bro. Because
that's two white people.
Jack is Chinese, or you know what I mean, Japanese or something like that. But he's literally yellow in the cartoon. Yeah.
I'm saying that picture looks like two white people.
I can see that. But hold on this one. You don't know nothing about Jack and the Scott? That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they again,
I love their friendship. I really do.
To the testament, he don't get his flowers. Let me tell you, out of all the friendships we finna talk about, none of IDK, the both look clear to me. That's crazy. That's wild. But Scotsman and Jack, right? Scotsman and Jack, they met on the bridge where my boy the Scotsman was talking mad shit to my boy Jack. Ran the fair one with him. They fought to a standstill, which at the time for me, because Samurai Jack is one of my favorite series literally of all time, next to, Avatar The Last Airbender. But they fought first person to not beat Jack, but fight him to a standstill. That was crazy because it's swordplay and that's Jack's field. 2, they end up finding a kinship where he literally saves Jack. Jack ends up losing all his memory and Aku tries to kill him and then he goes to sleep. He goes to sleep and he's in a coma the whole time. He can't fight for himself. The Scotsman fights and kills all of Aku's enemies that he sends Jack's way. Fire episode. So he literally saves him, gets his memory back, the whole shit. Boom. Then you got later on when I guess you call it the second season came out and he's an old man. Aku kills the Scotsman. Jack is trying to kill Aku in the last episode. And my boy came back from the grave to fight for my nigga Jack. There's no other friendship, bro. There's no other friendship that we could talk about that's gonna go harder than the Scotsman for how he went for my boy Jack. So that's one of my favorite interracial.
They are definitely one of my favorites. I do love seeing them together.
Gotcha. Them both looking clear. I ain't gonna lie though. That is funny.
Listen, that looks like
they is both on the sunburned side. I get it. I understand.
Cemetery is crazy.
That's crazy. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go with this.
Oh, Luke Cage. Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
Oh, I should have downloaded that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring that up because I don't think you've seen me post that. But yeah, go ahead, talk. I'm gonna bring it up.
Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Definitely one of my favorite comic book friendships. Of course, they started out not really liking each other, not trusting each other, and then of course,
rightfully so.
Essentially best friends. And I do love how the Defenders depicted that in the show, because Luke Cage doesn't really just like randomly trust people, especially people of non-color. So him having Danny Rand as like this bestie essentially was a big step for him, and they defend each other a lot. And I've always loved how their friendship is written, honestly.
Okay. I'm sitting here trying to put in a post that I made that I feel like you can really chime into, but because I think it goes along with this conversation we having. So give me 1 second. I think you'll like it. Don't look at the messages. You did. You already looked.
I opened it. I didn't read it.
Okay, good. I'm about to do it right now. Okay. So as soon as it pop up, bang. So with that point being said, of Who are you inviting to the cookout? Are you inviting my boy Danny Rand, which is, Iron Fist, or my boy Spider-Man? Which one of them deserves to be invited to the cookout? Since we talk about interracial friendships. Are they not invited to the cookout? Is that the Blinks? They not invited to the cookout?
What the fuck are they coming to the cookout for?
Why would they not be invited to the cookout?
Who is Spider-Man friends with that just gets him to the cookout?
How many niggas do we know that is in the fucking what do you call that? The Avengers that are black that my nigga is cool with. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got no negative relationships with these people. He also has college black students. He doesn't really have any negative relationships with anybody. It depends on whether or not I get to play with Spider-Man. Yo, that's crazy.
If I had to pick, I would probably choose Peter Parker. I would probably choose Peter Parker to be the one to come to, because he's the more relatable of the two.
Relatable as in like he feels like he's closer to black culture, or like relatable in what sense?
Definitely. Also, like, even with his interactions with Miles Morales, it just all of his interactions with people. All of his interactions with people feel more natural because he's not this super rich white boy who was like on this pedestal and then happened to get powers. That's literally Danny Rand.
Right, but my boy Danny is actually in a relationship with a black woman, and they end up having a baby together.
I mean, and that's perfectly fine. You can swirl all you would like.
He got a best friend that is black, Luke Cage, who was incarcerated, and they was in Heroes for Hire together.
Okay, but you also have to think of the
nigga know how to braid black women hair.
But you also have to think of the relatability. So just because you are married to a black woman doesn't mean that, and you're friends with somebody who was a fucking felon, does not mean that but where did you start? You started all the way up here and then came down here. Whereas Peter Parker's been down here in the trenches with everybody else and has these supernatural bonds with multiple people and can work with literally anybody. Whereas you work with Luke Cage and then you worked closely with whoever the hell your wife is. But initially, you didn't have a black wife because your ass was dating Colleen Wing.
That's true.
So it's kind of just...
Luke Cage ended up marrying a white woman too. So
exactly.
Like, so take away from blackness.
It's like, and it doesn't. But it also, and he's always protected like that group of people. It's never changed his dynamic, even when he was with Jessica Jones. It's never changed how he interacts with his people. That's but true. The person who I would think, like, if they ever said that Luke Cage and Peter Parker became best friends, I would absolutely 100% believe that, because Peter Parker and Luke Cage are quite literally on the same level. Peter Parker has been arrested for dumb shit too. Like, Peter Parker has also been a villain. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Peter Parker has made these moves on the exact same level as Luke Cage, whereas Danny Rand had to come down from his pedestal in order to kind of be even there and then get introduced to half of a world. So I would definitely invite Peter Parker.
I feel like it's more of a testament for somebody to come from a completely different culture and come to this and be like, oh, embrace it. Like 10 toes down. You feel me? Black girlfriend, black best friend. You feel me? Completely immersed in the culture versus somebody who is culture adjacent. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just because you live in the same neighborhood doesn't mean that you are, you know what I mean? Like, you're cool
but
with
black. But you have a shared experience.
Like, there's people in trailer parks that are racist towards black people. You feel what I'm saying?
But you are having those same experiences with those people that you're in the same neighborhood as.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right. But you're still having
as a human is commendable as far as a cookout. People look
Mhm.
at rich people with the side eye. I want the broke one who knows the struggle. Read that better for me.
She's saying that if you were to invite Danny Rand to the cookout, everybody's going to look at Danny Rand weird as fuck, because who is this rich person who just decided that he's going to come? Who is this rich white man who decided?
You know
that
what you sound like right now? You remind me of white chicks.
You're gonna come down and get on the struggle bus with us. Why is that? Versus inviting Peter Parker, where you're like, Peter Parker, oh shit, I be seeing you on the subway type shit. Like, we've had these conversations, we've had these experiences to get, like, that's like a normal interaction. So him coming to the cookout's not weird or awkward. But then you have Danny Rand coming to the cookout, and you're just like, you're here.
But is that our own cultural bias and stereotyping, or is that, like, you feel me, like, you know what I mean?
If you saw
that's kind of like us brushing this person with one stroke and one paint of being like, oh, then he must not be.
Nobody is dashing the fact that he's trying to immerse himself in the culture. Nobody's saying that. But if you're talking about inviting somebody to the cookout, you're inviting somebody to the cookout because they can contribute to the cookout. They would feel comfortable at the cookout, and they can make other people.
We know Peter Parker broke ass can't bring nothing to the cookout.
It doesn't mean him bringing anything other than, like, but I'm saying it's like also where you will have to make other people at the cookout feel comfortable. And because Danny Rand has hung out with a specific group of people, he may not be able to do that. Whereas Peter Parker has hung out with everybody. He's hung out with the homeless people because of his aunt. He's hung out with the black. He's hung out with the Porter. He's hung out with everybody. He's been part of the Avengers, and he's the street level Avenger to where he has interacted with all these people. So he can comfortably fit into this environment. Whereas Danny Rand has hung out with a subsect of people who are kind of related to Luke Cage and was able to marry a black woman because he knows Luke Cage.
Quick question though, just because you live in poverty, does that mean that you understand black culture? You feel what I'm saying? Because isn't the social cues and things that we find that we deem socially acceptable and not acceptable things that you have to learn, not just because you're in the same type of environment, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean that you're in that culture to where you've had those interactions where you're like, oh, I know not to touch a black woman's hair. Oh, I know, not to bring raisins with the potato salad. I know, like, things that I know to say hi to everybody at the cookout when I come there, like shit like that. Do you think that Spider-Man would know those cues better than Danny Rand?
Yes. I do think that. And it's because of the friendships that he has created and has made over the years. Okay. And I agree with that. If that's going to be like that, like, then no criteria. Obviously. But if we're doing that, I think the person who would be the closest to that, to knowing those things, would literally be Peter Parker, because he has run into those people every day.
I respect it. Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there. You feel me? I feel like it kind of came with the post. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and talk about it. Let's see. This seems like we're just trying to figure out who's the best ally. No, sincerely, that's what I was trying to do, because for some people, it was put into question. You know what I mean? It's like when you have a president, but it's like, what have you done for black people? And for a lot of people, they put into question Peter Parker's, like, is he an ally to the black neighborhood? Because we don't see too many, like, interactions for, like, him caping or heroing for the black community. We've seen that for New York. We do understand that they do have a strong black community within there, but have we ever seen Peter Parker speak out for black rights and shit like that? I've seen Danny Rand do that on Luke Cage's behalf when they try to make him a criminal again, and Danny, you feel me, protested and shit like that on his behalf. So it's like,
he was doing it for a particular person, not necessarily for black people as a whole.
True. True.
So,
I mean, but I still feel
if we're going to go that route, he did the same thing for Miles Morales.
In what nature? Like
that whole, so when he was switching over from him being Spider-Man to Miles Morales being Spider-Man, and it was a question of like, can he do it? And he was like, absolutely yes. So I mean, if we're going to be campaigning for a particular person, then they've both done that. But like, I feel like it would be easier for Spider-Man to be written.
let's not act like. I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think it's easier because Spider-Man is so relatable to a lot of people that it's easier for you to write a situation where he's involved in that. For speaking out as a whole versus Danny Rand, who would do it because it's Luke Cage.
Okay, I respect it. Did we go to whose pick was this? Yours, right? Yeah. It was yours. Okay, so I'm gonna go with mine. We only got like 2-3 left. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with one that you're gonna particularly love. Rick Sanchez, the bird person. Now I know I said what I said about the Scotsman and Jack, and I'm not saying that still don't stand. But the close runner-up second gotta be Rick in Bird Person. Bird Person, I love Bird Person because as complex Rick is, Bird Person understands him on an emotional, intelligent level. I don't think that nobody else does. To the point, like when Rick was doing his best to like save Bird Person and just get him back, just because he had that void of friendship that he always wanted to keep Bird Person around. But he's like, bro, it is beneficial for the both of us. For one, for you to let me die, and two, for you to not use me as that emotional crutch for you to keep on going in life. You feel what I'm saying? Like that complexity between that dynamic between their friendship, I thought was hella dope. The way that they exploited like Rick being human, because a lot of episodes we can't really relate to Rick because his intelligence is so high. We can't have any like real relatability. But the way that it's demonstrated between Bird Person and his friendship, it humanizes Rick. You know what I mean? It shows that he's still a person that still longs for friendship. Like for somebody who is so intelligent and feels alone in the universe because nobody else can match his smarts and his vision, and nobody else looks at the world the way that he does. He still can admire somebody like Bird Person who is extremely simplistic, who has one goal, one mission, and he even said it to Bird Person, like, oh bro, like you have this mentality where it's like, oh, you're a warrior, this is all you live for, yada yada yada, but I admire you for it. You know what I mean? I admire you for never questioning your purpose, X, Y, and Z, never looking outside of your value and what do you mean in the grand scheme of the universe. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's dope. I really thought that their friendship was hella dope. So
I love their friendship. Their friendship is hilarious.
A few more, and then we're gonna cut up out of here. Can't see that. I don't really know about this one. Are they? I guess yeah. This is also interspecies. Yeah. These is for surely two white niggas though. Like no, this is
Damian is mixed. Damian is
mixed. That's right. But you know what I mean? You don't never hear this. This nigga don't told things about him from being, what is that? What is Talia al Ghul? What is she?
She's like Chinese and Indian and something else.
Yeah, you ain't never seen this nigga do anything culturally different from a white nigga ever.
It don't matter. He's still fucking mixed.
All right. Well,
that was the point. That he is a different.
Get this Drake nigga out of here.
I think that they are cute. Their fathers being best friends is
true.
And then, of course, then they
best
become
friends is, you know what I mean, strong word for Bruce and Kent. This is strong.
Bruce and Kal-El are definitely best friends.
Well, you said don't call him by a slave name. Is that what we're doing?
They are definitely best friends.
Okay.
Kal-El, shit, they are definitely best friends. I do not think that Superman would be able, like, in actuality, who would be able to get through a lifetime without Bruce Wayne. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying they don't have a like friendship. They have like
they do.
He wasn't even invited to Bro's wedding, and he talked about it in the comic.
Which wedding?
Superman wasn't invited. I mean, no, was it Batman? Batman wasn't invited to, I think, Superman's wedding, or it was somewhere vice versa, and they talked about it in the comic.
Because him and Lois still aren't married.
Well, it must have been the other way around. It must have been Catwoman and Batman. But I remember it was in a comic.
Because now Selena and Lois Lane are besties too.
That's cool. But these Clark and Kent, these niggas consistently. Well, I say Clark and Kent. Clark and Bruce consistently butt heads. They're completely like stubborn. Both of these ladies have to convince them just to like be friends or be like put their egos to the side to even be like friendly.
No, it's not that they're convincing them to be friends. It's they're convincing them that you know that he's correct and you know that he's correct. Both of y'all are correct on this matter, and both of y'all need to fucking talk. But that is the definition of their friendship. Their friendship has always been the two of them butting heads, but always like Bruce knows Clark. Clark knows Bruce. They know each other so very well, and they've always been tight. Even like, for example, we wouldn't even talk about them, but for example, in Kingdom Come, when Superman comes back to talk to Bruce to try to convince Bruce to come back, and he was like, yeah, I was like, I stayed and you left. And he's like, I know you. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, they know each other so very well. And you would have to be friends to know each other. You can't be work partners to know each other that well. You would have to be close friends.
It's a little bit more intimate. Yeah.
Yes, you would have to be. And it's the fact that, like, even at the end of that, when Superman and Diana were getting ready to have a baby, who was the first person they told? Bruce. So the Trinity essentially is like the three of them are best friends, but if you had to narrow it down to it would be the two of them. Okay. But Damian and even when we get introduced to Damian and John, their friendship is built off of the friendship from Bruce and Clark, and they almost instantly like click, even though they started earlier friendly rivals, and they always try to one up each other. But then there's that connection between the two of them where they are the young offspring of the two members of the Trinity, and they end up making it work. While Damian ends up having a better relationship with Nightwing, because that's that big brother type thing, with him and John Kent being around the same age, they are so fun together. They're so well written together, and they are definitely like two very interesting friends. So I would love, like, how their writing is going, to see more of like their friendship, especially with the fact that John Kent is bisexual. So I would love to see how like Damian handles that too.
Okay, I respect it. I'm just gonna let you run through your list because you only got like two more, and then I'll just go over my last like two.
Quantum. I just threw Quantum and Woody in here. Their relationship is fun too. They're partners. I don't really see too much of Quantum. You don't see too much of Quantum without Woody. And their relationship to me is literally just like Static and Richie.
Okay. I don't really know this one like that, so I can't really chime in on this one.
I just picked. I was like, oh yeah, them too.
Okay. We're going to go to your next one, which is
Captain America and Sam. That's
my nigga, bro. I respect this, man. He get a lot of flack in the comics. I ain't gonna lie, but I fuck with Sam.
I'm especially enjoying Sam as Captain America in this Blood Hunt run. with him and Cap running as Captain America at the same time. I think that is absolutely fabulous because he actually, Captain America actually gave his adamantium shield to Sam, and he took one that's not necessarily like as good, and he was like, I gave it away. I gave it to somebody that I trust, and I'm like, their friendship is actually very, very genuine. I love their friendship a lot.
Nice. I love their friendship because, I can't get into it honestly because the episode that we're gonna do that you said that you wanted to do for the podcast, which I don't know if we're doing next Friday or the Friday after, but that is something I want to dive into for that subject. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. What's understood don't need to be said. So yeah. Let me go ahead and go to the was that your last one? Nope, this is your last one.
Where is Doctor Strange and Blade?
Did I not put that in? Oh, you know what? Yep, you're right. You got one more after this, but
okay. Storm and Jean. They are my favorite.
I'll pull up the YouTube video when she said what they said about the mine.
From 97. I am going to be at DreamCon because I have a panel.
She does. Tell them about the panel, boss.
The panel is going to be representation in anime, Black woman style. And so we're just going to be talking about, do we feel like Black women are getting enough representation in anime, or should there be more?
I love it. Wish I could be down there. I'm actually going to be at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Hey,
it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna be at San Diego Comic-Con this year. But next year I got y'all. You know what I mean? But definitely rooting on Bestie over here. I hope she kills it. Okay. Apparently Aisha gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? Aisha, ain't this your first time going to DreamCon? You know what I'm saying?
It is also my first time. I'm very excited.
Last time I went was a ball. So yeah, I had a good time. You live in Cali. What does that mean?
You going to San Diego Comic-Con ain't special.
It's San Diego Comic-Con. What does that mean? Does that mean for niggas that live in Atlanta? Oh yeah, it's just MomoCon. You live in Atlanta. Like what?
Exactly.
No. You're gonna have a great time. Are you
playing this clip?
Huh?
You playing this clip? My legs hurt.
Oh, should I play it?
I don't know.
Let me see if I can find it.
I thought you already had it queued up while you said that.
I said, could I? As in, like, nigga, I gotta fight.
Anyway, the friendship between Aurora Monroe and Jean Grey has always been one of my favorite girly relationships, or friendships. They are so good together as friends. They are definitely best friends / sisters, and they've proven it time and time again. I absolutely love the fact that when she gets excited, Jean calls a Storm Ro. Mm-hmm. I think that's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
They are definitely really, really good friends.
Got me playing. She says play it. Okay, I got you. Aisha, thank you for tuning in. You're a real one. You know what I'm saying? You also one of our biggest viewers in here, so I really appreciate the support.
For darkness and emerged stronger, a survivor, a phoenix. All this change, it's all the same. Let us do what we do.
I got a mind for us to not get copyright, so I gotta pause it real quick. But this was a beautiful interaction because back in the original X-Men 97, I never felt like they actually exercised the real actual they sisters, you know what I mean, adopted sisters basically. You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel like they ever exercised them having that actual strong relationship. Sure, co-workers, cool. Partners in crime, cool. You know what I mean? Friends, cool. But never calling each other sister, that endearment, that intimacy, that closeness, that bond, kind of like how we see with Umbrella Academy. We don't see that, no, you're like family to me. I just thought that this scene was really, really beautiful. So I'll continue with it.
Believe, not in a dream or our gifts, but in each other.
Make them mind your weather, sister.
And them weather your mind.
Fire.
I love them so much.
That was so beautiful.
I love them so much.
That was a beautiful, beautiful moment. That's probably that was probably the most beautiful moment in that. Well, no, that and when Cable, when Jean connected all their minds between Jean, Scott, and her before supposedly they die. Yeah, that was a beautiful moment. It kind of reminded me of Naruto when he got to see his parents when they left a little chakra message for him when he got older. They tried to get your boy. They tried to get your boy with a little tear or two. I thugged it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a very endearing moment. But yeah. And then your last one. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Oh my God. I was looking so hard because I knew that Blade had a fucking best friend. And I could not for the life of me. I was like, I know he has a best friend.
I didn't know that they were best friends. So
you would have to look at all of the times that they've been together. I did too. You would have to look at all of the times they've been together, and especially in that new Blade series. And I think one of the things that was interesting to me was like, and that points out how close they actually are, is that Doctor Strange taught Blade magic. Then when Blade had his daughter, he went to Doctor Strange and was like, I need you to protect my daughter. And it wasn't until after Doctor Strange had died that he realized that the spell had been broken and went to his daughter. Then when all of that stuff was happening in the Blade series, the first person that came to his aid was fucking Doctor Strange. And which makes the whole situation with the blood hunt thing that's going on all the more difficult to accept because they are so damn close to each other. They really are very close.
Close in what way though? Like, what is their bond? Like, what is their?
They are definitely friends. They are like that's what I'm saying. You have to go back and look through all the things that they've been.
Is it kind of like a Reed Richards, Black Panther type relationship, or what?
Who?
Reed Richards and T'Challa.
I would say it's deeper than Reed Richards and T'Challa, but I would say that it's a little bit.
Quick question. I'm not saying they not, but I'm saying like Reed Richards and fucking T'Challa even are literally spiritually connected now. You know what I'm saying? When he went down and he talked to Boss and they said, oh, this is your friend. Well, if you bring him in this room, you guys are going to forever be connected. You know what I mean? So whatever happens to you is going to happen to him and you're going to be y'all destiny.
So I would say that theirs is on the same level. That's what I'm saying. Like their friendship, I think, is very similar to I think their friendship is very similar to Reed Richards and Black Panther because as I'm saying, you have to look through all of this because they like the whole series that they have together, the Blade Doctor Strange series that they have together, I think is one of the things that solidified their friendship for me. But they are very, very, very close friends. And I've never really imagined that he would get so close to somebody who was not Black.
Right.
Because he has that kind of connection with Black Panther. He just doesn't like when Black Panther tries to tell him what to do. He has that connection with what's his name? Luke Cage.
Okay. Yeah.
The only other time that he's been real close to somebody who wasn't Black was when he was dating Angela and they were like on the team together. Mm-hmm. But his relationship with Doctor Strange is absolutely one of my favorite fucking things, and it's so unexpected because Doctor Strange to me does not keep fucking friends, but the fact that he has been willing to sacrifice not only himself but his magic, which is really important to him as the Sorcerer Supreme, for Blade, I'm like, top tier friendship, top tier comic book friendship. I need them to flesh it out a lot more.
Yeah.
I really need them to make it like more prominent, but that's what made that whole situation in Blood Hunt so surprising because of how close they are. And it's the fact that Blade went there and was like, I know you. I know the type of things that you would do. And while I'm kind of surprised that you're going to do this, I expected it. I expected it from you, like you as that type of person. And he knows Blade very well too, because when he went to go help Blade, he was like, I'm not even upset. I'm just disappointed because why didn't you call me?
I respect that. I like that. I don't know. Like I said, that's something I need to research and study. But as far as when you talked about Luke Cage and all of their relationships, the black dudes and all that stuff, one of the funniest moments I thought was when Luke Cage talks trash about Sam and his blackness and about him taking on the mantle of being Captain America and all that shit. I was like, damn, I ain't never seen nobody. Damn, my boy flew away. I said, don't do not the cry in the car moment. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, no, like that, yeah. I really feel like we need more black, like all the heroes and all that shit together, comics where we like get to see what that's like. You know what I mean? What is it like being in your blackness and being a hero with all this stuff going on? You know what I mean? Like, we understand what's going on as a hero. We understand what's going on as a mutant and all these different things. But I always feel like the black card always puts an extra layer to that. You feel what I'm saying?
Damn, you know what I forgot to put on here? Sam and Bucky.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That would have been good for sure.
I just forgot all about that. That
would have been good for sure. Definitely. But yeah, that would have been good. All right, I'm gonna get through mine. I only got like 3. I got as many as she had, so I only had like 3 left, and I'm just gonna run through mine real quick. Appreciate y'all staying in here. You feel me? We gonna wrap it up. For those who may not know, you know what I'm saying, the Percy Jackson show that came out, I mean, this is literally a all of these guys are interracial. You feel me? So like the friendship don't get more thicker and more loyalty than this. These niggas literally put their lives on the line for each other. They, you know what I mean, are willing to go against deities and gods and all this stuff for each other. My boy Percy was willing to be frozen in gold for eternity for his friends. Like, yeah, nah, like these people are literally like best friends, interracial, and now I really don't feel like blackness, or I don't really feel like blackness was really put into question into this conversation of friendships, but specifically between how they're related, you know what I mean, with who her mother is, who his father is, those dynamics of them being interracial, I think that was cool. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And in that kind of way, it's like, is it really interracial? Because then it's like they're talking about like they're all technically all demigods. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but demigods isn't necessarily like they can be demigods but be of a different race. So like,
right.
That's yeah. So it'd still be interracial.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I do love, you know what I mean, the actors that they chose to play each role. And if you even watch the movies or whatever, they've always been a mixed friend group. So definitely love this friendship. If you haven't watched the series, please watch the series. I'm saving the Disney one for last.
Of course you are.
Paul and my boy Paul Phoenix, my boy Law from the game Tekken. This is a frenemy relationship. They're best friends. Love how they in competition with each other. They know how to tease each other the right way. Know how to touch each other buttons, but they make each other better. You know what I mean? They're always in competition with each other, but it's always a brotherhood within that. So I love this friendship. Always have. It's hilarious. It's good to watch. Last 2. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Let me see. It's in here. I just didn't put it in here. They're both technically Disney. Or is this something else? Starts with an I. The Incredibles and Frozone, man. Mr. Incredible. Best friendship. Come on now. My boy Samuel Jackson, man. Killed this role, bro. Killed the voiceover role. Voice acting role. Mr. Incredible and Frozone. Like, this is Unk. This is Unk. Nobody is Unk the way that Frozone is Unk. He is basically the the Piccolo of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when Mr. and Mrs. Credible wasn't around, he's like, oh yeah, I'm finna go check on niece and nephew real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, they protected. Don't
Now,
play
let me say that scene where it was basically what, like 6-on-1 in
Right.
Incredibles 2 when he went to the house, cleared.
My granny so
Absolutely fucking cleared.
facts. But he really powerful for real. Like, you know what I mean? Frozone was
Taking
slept
on
on. He
6
was
heroes alone and also protecting 3 children.
facts.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. And my last one of the night will be this movie called The Color of Friendship. Now, the reason why I say this for last, obviously, you can see the title of the movie. It fits perfectly into this conversation of interracial friendships. Disney the Disney during this time, man, was really like gearing in on mending that years of long of strife between black and white relations. You know what I'm saying? And you got that with the Jet Jackson series and That's So Raven, and they really
that's what I forgot to put on there too. Raven
right.
Chelsea.
It's a lot, you know what I mean? It's a lot of interracial friendships that they put on in Disney. I feel like to mend that relationships that we had between each other. And this movie was perfectly well done. If you haven't seen it, please do. It's about this black family who was really excited to get a foreign exchange student to live with them for a little bit that came from Africa. They're expecting this black beautiful girl to come or whatever, and they end up getting this white girl. And you know what I mean? They basically have to learn the dynamics of yeah, you from Africa, but you don't know what it's like being black. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of
She's like South African, right?
yeah, it's a lot of good conversations that was had in this movie. The friendship and the things that happened between them was really funny, but also very serious. And yeah, man, like definitely look at this. It's a very beautiful film. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorites. I always remembered it, like since I was a kid. I was gonna put Xenon in here with Raven actually when she was a kid, but now it's like, no, let's go real with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, if y'all haven't seen this movie, again, it's called The Color of Friendship. You know what I mean? If you got kids or whatever like that, and they want to see movies that's
it should be on Disney Plus.
It'd be dope if it was. I doubt it's so old. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow.
Well, they also just put what you call it on there too. Cinderella with Brandy.
Oh, word. Okay. I mean, yeah, but that's a classic though. You know what I mean?
But it was also like Rodgers and Hammerstein. So
okay, for sure,
it's literally taking them like forever to put that shit on there.
Got you. Okay. Well, yeah, man, that's been our episode. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all tuning in. Granny, thank you for coming in. Aisha, thank you for commenting. All of y'all that have been commenting and whatnot, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, tune in to the One Piece Alliance. Again, that's also going to be situation deliberations. So watch out for that on there. You know what I'm saying? Look out for Mike and Basic. We got questions. They do an episode every Monday. Look out for my boy Captain Diesel's Dojo, doing great content, getting great numbers. Look it out for Tell It Like It Is. They are a Sacramento, California nerd YouTube group, you know what I mean, that do reviews and stuff like that and reaction videos. And look out for Nerd on the Street with Dr. Kaori, and look at her for the doctor office on Blur.com's YouTube. How you say that?
Nope.
Blur YouTube?
That's not where it is.
That's where it is, ain't it?
No, it's not. It's his own channel. No, it's not.
What is? I've seen it on. It ain't on there.
No, because it's its own channel.
Oh, I could have sworn. Wait, so what's the one you do for Blurred thing?
The one I did for Blurred was for Black History Month.
Oh, so it was just a series.
Yes.
Oh, I thought. Well, see, you was doing the thing. You was doing the doctor thing. So I thought it was.
Because that was a.
Nigga, don't play me like I'm just game goofy.
That was around the time when I had started the doctor's office. It's literally its own channel.
All right. Well, you can catch it on but you know what I mean. I wasn't all the way wrong. You know what I mean. You can catch her on both. But But yeah, and that's been, you know what I mean? That's been tapping.
And where is the logo? Because I know I sent it to you.
I think you did. Thank you, Granny. I think you did. I just, you know what I mean? This is a last minute show. So for sure next time it'll be on.
Sir,
You know what I mean? And hopefully I'll have.
I sent you that like 6 shows ago.
You did. Yeah, you did, but when you do something last minute, you feel me? Your mind is where, and plus I had to do other things today. So you're right. But I will have it on here. Remind me as well. Remind me, keep me accountable. You feel me?
Terrible.
Just bust me out on shows. Let me know ahead of time. You feel me? But that's been Tapping No Capping. Thank y'all for tapping in with us. Like, follow, subscribe. We will see y'all next time.